Greetings. Continuing, from the previous story, okay, the story really begins of how Bruce fought evil spirits in his sleep, as the cowards, evil spirits attacked him while he was sleeping. This is recorded in one of the documentaries that Linda Lee brought forth, I think. And I think it's called The Bruce Lee Story. It's one of the documentaries, if not, it's some other movie. Although Bruce was really killed by evil spirits, that hang on to men to commit murder, Bruce knew me before I was born as Themistocles. Codename Michael the Archangel, that was against evil spirits. Now he may have knew me through the Buddha tradition and religion that he studied, or similar to Zen or Toshan or whatever it was. And I may be recording the Christian faith, but it's still a faith that can be recognized in anywhere. I was known as Michael the Archangel that was against evil spirits. For he saw my days coming and prophesied it in his movies. I won the battle against evilness a long time ago, though that is those that warred against me. Now in about a few years I will war again for every person and revenge not only Bruce's death, but everyone that had been killed. Note that in a particular documentary martial arts school, ordered by that school, certain people told Bruce not to teach people that weren't Chinese or Japanese or Asian or whatever they said. That is outside Asia. Thus, because Bruce didn't agree that on that subject, they challenged him to combat, saying, if we win, you close your school. If you win, you don't. Or rather, Bruce said that. That is, you don't close the school. That is, he doesn't close the school. Although Bruce won, they cheated, and as he walked off, they kicked him at his back, which they broke it. There's a hidden mystery behind it, because Linda Lee says it was by accident in weight training that this took place. But what's the evidence? If God wasn't with Bruce, he would not have recovered. Thus, Bruce Lee's back was broken because he was hit from behind by the coward martial artist after he had won the fight. Linda Lee says that this was not the case. Bruce told Linda that he actually broke it in weight training in a certain exercise. Come on. Well, Bruce, the greatest philosopher, martial art expert in all training, will make the mistake of breaking his back in a particular exercises that is very dangerous. He will not even do that exercise, or would, if he does it, he will be very cautious. Besides, especially in those days, it was common for people, especially someone like Bruce, to say what he said to Linda, that his back was broken at the gym, in order not to get Linda to panic and fear that Bruce's life was in danger. What would he would have told her the truth and get her to be scared? Wouldn't it be logical for him to say, look, I'll break it. He waitresses to calm her down, that everything's okay? Or is it possible that Linda is hiding something and knew all along because of fear that her life may be taken, not because she wants to do anything wrong, but she's a woman and she fears that her life will be taken? I think the first thing is accurate. Thus, Bruce revealed it to some people how his back was broken. The movie comes out that way, that his back was broken by the particular martial art that cheated and kept him from behind. Yet he told Linda a different story, that his back was broken through the particular weight training exercise in order not to put fear in Linda's heart. Bruce tells the whole story of how it was and not accidental version or vision he had as he made Fist of Fury. Thus, the school on his side is Fist of Fury is expressed as Bruce's school, while the Japanese school is expressed as those that challenged him, called, could this be accidental or could it be the real thing, as he also combined it by visions he saw from God? I believe so, because God reveals these things to me. Thus, the teacher that died in the movie is Bruce in reality as Bruce in the movie. Let's repeat that. Thus, the teacher that dies in the movie is Bruce in reality, in the real life things. As Bruce in the movie is the student avenging his death, as the movie records as he sees this in vision. The story says teacher was poisoned by these biscuits. Bruce saw himself being poisoned by biscuits. Food, in other words. That poison that was put in food. But he saw that as biscuits. At about that time, a particular poison, and check up and you will see I'm accurate. About that time, a particular poison was invented which came from, that was particularly used to kill people, okay? That could not be traced at that time in the blood. Not by biscuits, that's just a parable, but real poison. Thus, that school that challenged him poisoned him. According to Fist of Fury, the movie, it says Chinese Bushido is the world's greatest. Therefore, the name of that school was Chinese Bushido. And it was in Japanese because it was the Japanese that challenged him, I think, or whichever ones did so, whether it was a Chinese or whatever. So you just got to trace the Japanese school. According to the story, it was the head person in that school that gave the order and gave it to the students of that particular school, who gave it to certain people and poisoned Bruce. Going a little to the story about his son, Brandon Lee, that was murdered by some people. Hello. Come on. Does people purchase real bullets at a gun store when asked for fakes? Or does the storekeeper say he's Superman that just bounce off just because he knows martial arts? Anyway, what I'm saying is, someone put real bullets in the real gun, and it wasn't a fake gun or fake bullets. And he knew about it, because Brandon knew Bruce and would have continued in Bruce's ways. In actual fact, they thought that the student was Brandon that would avenge. They worked out the story later on, but it was too late. They had already released it. This is going back with movie producers, all these people that were involved in this area, not the ones that loved Bruce, but the ones that got paid off and accepted the bribe, and the ones that were responsible for his death. If this is not enough evidence, I think you ought to know that I have come down from heaven to avenge not only Bruce's life, but all that have been murdered in the past, which I believe flesh and blood are not responsible but evil forces. The story is to show the evidence of true experience. At the particular case, I go through the same particular experience. Most nights, I die in my sleep by satanic attack, finding my spirit traveling to enemy territory and killing evil spirits throughout the whole cosmos in outer darkness. This is how I avenge Bruce's death and everybody else's. I fight evil spirits, not flesh and blood. As Jesus then raises me from the dead, I had gone many parts of the cosmic universe in spirit and in enemy territory to fight, but also in God's place to talk and be strengthened by Him as the battle begins in Armageddon. We'll continue in a minute.